Okay. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Mindy Liberman. I work at the Glendale Public Library. I'm very happy to see you all today. We have a guest, Mr. B from the Grandview Library,
Right.
and we'll be reading stories together. So hope you enjoy the program. This is Treehouse Tales on GTV6. Welcome. The first story is Off to School, Baby Duck by Amy Hest, illustrated by Jill Barton. Excuse me.
Oh.
Baby Duck could not eat her breakfast. It was the first day of school, and her stomach was all jitters.
Breakfast toast is very tasty, said Mrs. Duck. Won't you have a bite?
No, Baby said.
Breakfast juice is very juicy, said Mr. Duck. Won't you have a sip?
No, Baby said.
Your sister Hot Stuff is way too small to go to school, Mrs. Duck pointed out. She's not brave enough either. Aren't you glad to be big and brave?
No, Baby said. Baby Duck sat under the table with her blue school bag. Baby loved her school bag and the important things inside. One favorite book, a sandwich with jam, one tall pad, and one yellow pencil, a special going-to-school present from Hot Stuff.
Button up your new school sweater, called Mrs. Duck. Hurry, baby.
Baby buttoned. It took a long time.
Buckle up your new school shoes, called Mr. Duck. Hurry, baby.
Baby buckled. It took a long time.
Mr. Duck looked at his watch. Time to go, he cried. Mr. and Mrs. Duck bustled out the front door, swinging Hot Stuff in the air. Their feet crunched on dry leaves. Come, come, they cried. School, glorious school.
Baby Duck dragged behind. Goodbye, house, she whispered in a little small voice.
The Duck family waddled down the road. Hop to it, baby, called Mr. Duck.
Baby could not hop. Her feet felt too heavy.
Chin up, baby, called Mrs. Duck. Skip along.
Baby could not skip. Her school bag was bumping. Bumpity, bumpity, bump.
The Duck family waddled to the big schoolhouse. Baby's buckle popped open, and now her shoe was flapping. Flappity, flap, flap. Calling all babies, here I am. Grandpa was waiting on a bench.
Baby sat right up close to Grandpa.
Rough day, he whispered.
Yes, Baby said.
Long walk, whispered Grandpa.
Yes, Baby said.
Scared about school? Grandpa whispered.
Yes, Baby said. Yes, yes, yes.
Sometimes it helps to sing a song, Grandpa said. You sing nice songs, baby.
Yes, Baby said. I do. And then Baby sang a song. Please don't make me go to school. My teacher will be mean. I won't have any fun or friends. And who will buckle my new shoe?
Well, I will, Grandpa said, and he buckled Baby's shoe.
After that, Baby showed Grandpa the important things inside her school bag. He liked the pencil from Hot Stuff.
You draw nice pictures, baby, Grandpa pointed out.
Yes, Baby said, I do. Then Baby drew a picture.
Davy Duck took little steps toward Baby. He looked at Baby's picture.
Baby felt proud.
Miss Posey came across the schoolyard. My name is Miss Posey, she said. I'm the teacher. Are you mean? Grandpa asked.
Oh, no, said Miss Posey.
Do you sing songs in that schoolhouse? Grandpa asked.
Oh, yes, said Miss Posey.
Do you read books in there? Grandpa asked.
Oh, yes, said Miss Posey.
Do you like sandwiches with jam and yellow pencils? Grandpa asked.
Oh, yes, said Miss Posey. Miss Posey rang the bell.
Good luck, Grandpa said, shaking Baby's hand. Then Mr. and Mrs. Duck took turns kissing Baby on both cheeks. "We'll be right here," they promised, "when school gets out." But Hot Stuff cried.
Baby Duck put her arm around Hot Stuff. "Little small babies have to wait," she said. She gave Hot Stuff the picture she had made. "Chin up," Baby said. Then Baby Duck hopped and skipped into the big schoolhouse with her new friend Davy Duck. She sang a pretty song. "Off to school, Baby Duck, I am big and brave. I like Miss Posy, Davy Duck too, and I'll have fun in school."
Thank you. And she did. That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next?
Next we have Do Like a Duck Does. So what do we have on the cover?
A fox and ducks.
A fox and ducks. Ducklings. Okay. Do Like a Duck Does, Judy Hindley, illustrated by Ivan Bates. 5 little ducklings following their mother. Whatever any duck does, so does every other. So they waddle and they hop and they scuttle and they stop. Flop, 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 all together. "Quack," says Mama Duck. "That's the way to be. Do like a duck does, do like me."
There go the ducklings, all in a line. But who's creeping close, following behind?
"Wait," says Mama. "You don't belong with us." "Stop," says Mama. "Do you think you're a duck?"
"But of course," said the stranger with a waddle and a strut. "That's just what I am, a big brown duck."
"Well, he has no feathers, and he has no beak. He has 4 claws on his hairy, scary feet. He has 2 ears that stick up a mile, and a wicked, foxy nose, and a wicked, foxy smile." So Mama says, "Well then, do like us. Head up, tail up, toes pointing out. Stretch your little wings, dear. Straighten up your back. Do like a duck does. Quack, quack, quack." Then Mama leads them off together. Hop, hop, hop. 5 little ducklings and a big brown duck. A hairy, scary stranger, a very silly duck. "Look," says Mama, "what a lovely patch of muck. Jump in the puddle, dear. Show you're a duck. Lots of bugs and beetles swimming in the scum. Open up your beak, dear. Yum, yum, yum."
Now the very hairy stranger has some notions of his own, and he's looking at the ducklings when he says, "Yum, yum." And he's creeping ever closer, and he's very, very near.
But Mama turns and catches him and says, "Look here. You don't like bugs. You don't like muck. You can't say quack. Are you sure you're a duck?"
"Yes, I am," says the stranger. "It's really, really true. I can waddle. I can scuttle. I can strut a little, too. I'm a duck. I'm a duck. I'm a duck like you."
So Mama says, "Show it. Prove you're a duck. Do like a duck does. Do like us." Then they zip through the thistles, and they slip into the river. Plop, 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 all together. Down go the ducklings, all tails up.
And down goes the stranger. Glub, glub, glub.
So, where are all the ducklings now? Here they all come. Pop, 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 everyone.
But where's the hairy, very scary stranger? Gone home.
"Well," says Mama, What a bit of luck. But I really always knew that was no duck. It was
Quack.
a fox. And I did. Right. So for the next story, which is The Hungry Hen, we have a hungry hen and a fox. So we'll just have them right there. Okay.
Stand up. There we go.
He's thinking about lunch. All right. The Hungry Hen, Richard Waring, illustrated by Carolyn Jane Church. There once was a very hungry little hen, and she ate and ate and grew, and the more she ate, the more she grew.
Up on the hill lived a fox. Every morning the fox stared down at the farm, and the hen would come out of her house looking bigger than ever. But every morning, as the fox began to sneak down toward the farm, he would stop and think, if I wait just one more day, that hen will be even bigger. And so he waited and waited and waited, and the hen grew bigger and bigger and bigger. And the fox grew hungrier and hungrier and thinner and thinner, until one day the fox looked down at the farm, and all he could see was the hen's enormous head squeezing through the door of her house. The fox could stand it no longer. He began to run. He ran, and he ran faster and faster, straight down the hill, through the farm, and crashed through the window into the hen's house. The fox looked at the hen.
The hen looked at the fox.
The fox licked his lips. And just as the fox was about to pounce,
The hen bent down and gobbled him all up. But in this book,
it was a pretty big
the hen
hen.
ate the fox. You're right. You are right.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Piggy and Dad go fishing.
Ooh, I like going fishing. Did you ever go
I
fishing?
have fished.
No.
I fished with cousins once.
Yes, and we used to fish the lake too. Who wrote this?
David Martin, illustrated by Frank Remkowitz. Piggy woke up excited. Today he was going fishing with Dad for the very first time.
Dad was already up, getting the fishing poles ready and making Piggy's favorite lunch, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on squishy bread. Now all we need are the worms. Tonight we'll have the world's most delicious fried fresh fish dinner for supper. So Piggy dug up worms faster than he could say, delicious fresh fried fish. When they got to the river, Dad asked Piggy if he wanted to bait his own hook.
Okay, said Piggy. He took a worm and hung it over his hook. The worm wiggled and fell off. Piggy tried again. This time he tied the worm in a knot around the hook. The worm untied itself.
Piggy, I'm afraid you really have to poke the hook into the worm.
Piggy looked at the worm. The worm smiled at Piggy.
Do you want me to do it? Dad asked. Dad looked at the worm. The worm smiled at Dad. Let's use bread for bait instead, said Dad.
So Piggy and Dad pinched bread from their sandwiches, squished it into little balls, and baited their hooks.
Then they threw in their lines. Now, said Dad as he sat down, you have to be very patient. Fishing takes a lot of waiting. A fish has to be hungry. It has to think about eating. It has to find the bait. It has to look at the bait and think about it and say to itself, "That looks pretty tasty." It has to nibble the bait and decide if it's really good. And then, finally, it has to bite the whole thing, hook and all.
But Piggy wasn't good at waiting. He pulled his line out and threw it back in, and pulled it out and threw it back in again and again. "Nothing's happening," he said.
"Well, you can't hurry fish," said Dad.
Soon they both fell asleep, but they held on to their poles. Suddenly Piggy's pole bent hard. "I got a bite!" he shouted. Piggy pulled, the fish pulled. Piggy pulled again, and the fish pulled again too. The fish jumped, Piggy slipped.
Dad grabbed Piggy, Dad slipped. Splash!
But finally Piggy reeled in his fish.
"Good job," said Dad. "It's a beauty."
Piggy smiled. But then he looked at his fish, and his fish was looking right back at him. "My fish looks sad," said Piggy. "Do you think he really feels sad?"
"Well, I don't know. I never thought about it," said Dad.
Piggy and the fish stared at each other. "Can I let him go?" said Piggy.
"Sure," said Dad. So Piggy slipped the fish back into the water.
"Bye-bye, fishy," said Piggy. "Watch out for hooks next time." The fish flipped its tail and was gone. Then while they ate lunch, Piggy made more bread balls and tossed them into the water.
"What are you doing?" said Dad.
"I'm fishing," said Piggy.
"But you're just feeding the fish," said Dad.
"I know. That's because it's a different kind of fishing. You should try it," said Piggy.
"Look at all the fish," said Dad. "This is fun. Why didn't I ever think of feed the fish fishing?"
The next day, Piggy and Dad went fishing again. As a special treat, Dad brought donuts. Some for Piggy, some for himself, and all the rest for the fish. Yes. And there are all the donuts.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. All
One
right.
more? Yeah, one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay. Milo's hat trick. This is another favorite. And we happen to have a hat. You're Sharp by John Agee. He was called Milo the Magnificent. But Milo wasn't magnificent at all. He botched his card trick, he tangled his rope trick, and his hat trick was just pathetic.
Mr. Popovich, the theater manager, was furious. "Milo," he barked, "I'll give you one more chance. Tomorrow night, you better pull a rabbit out of your hat, or else."
So the next morning, Milo went out to catch a rabbit. Instead, he caught a bear.
"What are you doing out there?" said the bear.
I'm looking for a rabbit for my hat trick."
"Hat trick?" said the bear. "Maybe I can help."
"You?" said Milo.
"Watch this," said the bear. And he jumped into Milo's hat.
"Wow," said Milo. "How did you do that?"
"Easy," said the bear. "You just pretend your bones are made out of rubber. It's a secret I learned from a rabbit."
"You definitely can help me out," said Milo, "but you'll have to hide in my hat until we're on stage."
"No problem," said the bear. "Just whistle. I'll pop out."
On the train back to the city, Milo was in a daze. "It's true," he thought. "I really do have a bear in my hat." But when he got to his dressing room, his hat was empty. Worse yet, it wasn't even his hat. Milo raced back to the train station. There were lots of people with hats, but none of the hats was his.
Meanwhile, In a restaurant across town, someone whistled for a waiter. Ta-da! Right on cue, the bear popped out of the hat. But there was no applause. There was no Milo. Uh-oh, said the bear. He grabbed Milo's hat and he ran.
Help! Cried a cab driver. A wild bear is on the loose.
A bear? Where? Said a policeman.
He was standing right by that mailbox, and then poof, he disappeared.
Oh, gosh, said the bear. How in the world will I ever find that magician?
Just then a lady was passing the mailbox. Hurry up, children, she said, or we'll be late for the magic show.
Magic show, thought the bear. He slipped out the slot and quickly joined the line.
Minutes before the matinee, Milo slouched into the theater. It's no use, Mr. Popovich, he said. I didn't find a rabbit.
Rabbit or no rabbit, you've got to go on, Mr. Popovich said. Just look, the house is packed.
Milo looked. A very familiar hat was sitting in the front row. My hat. Would you please hand me my hat? Milo whistled, and out popped the bear.
Boy, said the bear, am I glad to see you. For the rest of the afternoon, the bear jumped in and out of hats of all shapes and sizes.
Milo's new act was a smash.
Mr. Popovich was excited. For 3 solid weeks, Milo and the bear were the hottest ticket in town. But one day, during intermission, the bear yawned an enormous yawn. After popping in and out of 762 hats, he was pooped.
So Milo took the bear home.
Back in his cave, the bear settled down for a long nap.
Gee, said Milo, what am I going to do without you?
The bear yawned. Like I said before, you just... And then he was asleep.
These days, Milo closes his show with a hat trick. And this one is really special. It's a secret he learned from a bear. Thank you very much. You've been a terrific audience, and thank you for coming to Treehouse Tales at the Glendale Public Library. And if you enjoyed the stories, come back to the library and check out the books and enjoy story time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. B.
Thank you, Mindy. Thank you all.